My name is Tammy Fuquay, and I'm the Developer Partner Manager for Q-SYS, and I'd like to welcome you to our presentation about, I'm forgetting now, the value of manufacturers investing in plugins. At the start of this show, we launched the Developer Partner Program, which is a program that helps link our technology partners or manufacturers to third-party developers that we have screened with vigorous testing and testing and training to be in this program. Today I have one of my partners, Control Concepts, and they're going to be here talking about this subject. I have Brittany DeCesare, thank you, Brittany, and Steve Greenblatt with Control Concepts. Why don't we start a little bit by, you can tell us a little bit about your company, and then a little bit about the difference between AV developers and independent programmers.
Sure. So Control Concepts is known as an independent programming company, but that's a term that is a little bit dated. We started out doing programming for projects. We worked with integrators, we worked with consultants, but over the years, as programming has become a lot simpler and more tools have been made to be able to move toward configuration, there's been a growing need to be able to provide, to do difficult work, to provide the building blocks that allow configuration to happen, and that's known as a middleware piece that is termed differently by different manufacturers. Q-SYS uses the term plugin, and basically from our perspective, we've seen the idea of an AV programmer is a misnomer now. So we've adopted the term AV software developer because simply we're working as software developers working in the more complex area of having to interface products as people do throughout the world. You'd look at different software platforms, Slack, Salesforce, they're all providing external APIs, asking other pieces of software and hardware to integrate with them. And that's what a plugin basically is.
Okay, great. Let me go on ahead. I guess I should have went to that slide before that. So yeah, we're going to start talking a little bit about why manufacturers who want to invest in plugins. So if I'm a manufacturer and I have an API, why would I want to do a plugin?
Sure. So an API is almost like the ingredients for a recipe. So you have all of these things, but what do you do with it? And so being able to take that API, develop a plugin for it, is now the recipe for that API. So now I know, oh, this is how I put all of that together, and I've got a delicious product, right? So manufacturers who have this API, oftentimes they're like, okay, I'm good now, right? Well, not necessarily. This plugin will help and take that API and turn hours and hours, oftentimes weeks, of programming and move that into simply a few hours of programming. So integrators who are really relying on their programming time, that's the last step. They're trying to hurry up and get it done. Without that plugin, it's going to take a little while longer. So this gives them those building blocks to work off of to make it so much simpler in the field.
Okay, great. Thanks for that. So we have a few takeaways that we're going to be leaving with you so that you know why it would be important for you to join with the Q-SYS ecosystem. So first of all, with the Developer Partner Program, as I mentioned in the beginning, this program is linking our manufacturer partners with a third-party developer that has done a rigorous amount of testing and training, and we wanted to make that exclusive because we wanted to have the best developers within our program. And then also we're helping support them to be able to do utility plugin. What a utility plugin is it's to enhance the functionality of the Q-SYS platform. I know that you guys have done plugins and you offer these type of utility plugins to the industry, and you have them available at your website, correct?
Yes.
And what type of utility plugins have you done?
So they're really free tools for the programmers to utilize. And so what we do is we take the tools that we've developed for our use, for our developers when we're developing plugins, and we've been giving those to programmers in the field to say, hey, this will help speed things along for you. Go ahead and take that.
Yeah. And then we have the advantages for manufacturers. What would that be?
Okay, so oftentimes integrators are going to be looking through and saying, oh, I don't see you in asset manager. You don't work with Q-SYS, question mark. No, we don't want that. Manufacturers don't want that. So what we do is we take that, get you a plugin set up in Q-SYS, and now you're showing up in Asset Manager as a certified plugin. Integrators know, you know what, I can use this manufacturer because they work with Q-SYS.
Yeah, and part of that training was being able to show our developer partners on how to do a certified plugin. That certified plugin has a certain rubrics that they have to follow in order to have that stamp of approval that we have actually vetted through that plugin, and it's going to be added to Asset Manager with a logo that says it is certified.
Yep, and then also the integrators are going to say, it doesn't take me weeks to be able to get this working in the field. It takes me hours. Fantastic. I want to use more of you.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the advantages of working with this program, is because those manufacturers will know that they have a fast track into getting plugin development done. And then on plugin development, so we have these industry standards and protocols that are done through our program, and then it's the support and maintenance to produce Q-SYS plugins by the developer and the Q-SYS team. So we have a whole team within Q-SYS that are working to get these plugins. So they're set to a certain standard.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think one thing is the great thing about working with a company like ours is we understand programmers in the industry because we've been there, we've done that. So when the programmers are calling us with questions, we can help them.
Yeah, and that was part of the reason why we chose a partner like Control Concepts, is because we knew that they had done these plugins before, but now we're asking them to do it to a certification standard. We wanted to keep the developer partner program exclusive, so then that way we knew that it was a developer that we could pass to a manufacturer confidently. So.
From our perspective, we're an extension of Q-SYS. So
Absolutely.
we follow the guidelines. We do it as though it would be done internally. And what we also do is add a component of support, which helps programmers who are trying to implement plugins, because, well, be honest, a plugin can work, but when you put it in the field, you're going to be challenged with other things that are unpredictable. Support is always a part of it, but that's what we do, and that's the partnership that we provide.
Absolutely. And that was another reason why we chose Control Concepts and the partners in this program, is because we knew that they would be able to do back-end support and be able to, and especially when you're referring to a manufacturer who is going to demand that type of support, we knew that they were able to offer that. Okay. So if you'd like to get a hold of Control Concepts, you could scan the QR code and it'll give them your direct to Control Concepts.
Yep.
But I also want to give you guys the opportunity to be able to give your contact information.
Of course, yeah. So you can find my information at controlconcepts.net. I'm also on LinkedIn and Twitter at Britt Dice.
And for me, same place, controlconcepts.net, and at Steve Greenblatt on social media. And I actually do a podcast, actually 2 of them, that you can see some of the Q-SYS members of the family have been on. One is called Ask the Programmer, and another one is called A State of Control.
Matter of fact, don't you have a taping of one today with a few of our
We
team?
sure do.
We sure do.
I know. I only know because I'll be involved in that. Yay! So, all right. Are there any questions for our team here from Control Concepts on plugin development? Right, so Emily is making the point that when you help one manufacturer, you're helping others, and that's definitely in the integration process, that once you're helping a manufacturer get product that is able to be more integratable, that's going to help other products be integratable. So, I mean, that's the main goal, is being able to tie not only our manufacturer partner, but then to our control system by a plugin. So
Absolutely, and it just grows that ecosystem. And now all of the things work together. That's what we want.
yeah, and it's important for us to be able to do all these plugins so that way we have a good library of plugins for integrators and distributors to be able to use.